Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you wherever you find yourself scattered today, and that you know that his presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. Well, we are actually going to finish up Jesus' lesson on end times. And you'll recall that this whole thing started when Jesus told the disciples that not one stone was going to be left upon another in terms of the beautiful buildings of Jerusalem, especially the temple. And they asked, when was this going to be? What are the signs? And Jesus gave them various signs, wars, rumors of wars, imposters, and eventually he talks about the end times. And so not just the end times of the temple or Jerusalem, but ultimate end times. And then Jesus comes to this, and it's the very closing paragraph of his lesson. And we pick it up at Mark 13:32. But concerning that day or that hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Be on guard, keep awake, for you do not know when the time will come. It is like a man going on a journey when he leaves home and puts his servants in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to stay awake. Therefore, stay awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come, in the evening, or at midnight, or when the rooster crows, or in the morning, lest he come suddenly and find you asleep. And what I say to you, I say to all, stay awake. So all of this lesson about end times and the ultimate end, but the answer is nobody knows when the end times are or the end time actually ends except the Father. And no one knows the return of Christ except the Father when the Father chooses to send him. So there's a couple thoughts I want to kind of ponder on for a moment. So one is, these are the only times that we know that we have. Like, we might be in the end times, we might not. We might be in the last days, we might not be. But whether it's the last days or not, these are the days that God has given us. Whether it's the end times or not, we're in the times that God has given us. And so we want to make sure that we don't kind of waste these times looking for the end time, that we waste these days looking for the last day. No, these are the days that we have. And so these are the days in which we need to really live and honor and serve and worship the Lord. End times or not, last days or not, Christ comes in our lifetime or not, these are the days that he has blessed us with. And so we need to live faithful and true to him in these days. And that kind of brings to the second point, keeping watch. What does that mean to keep watch? What does that mean to stay awake? Now, I don't think it means that every morning we get up, we need to look up to the sky to see, Jesus, are you coming today? I mean, that might be a helpful thing just to remind us that he's coming, but keeping watch is more than just looking to the sky. Keeping watch is staying faithful at what God has given us to do, what Jesus has called us to. And so I think about the very example that Jesus gave in terms of the man who goes away on a journey and puts servants in charge of his household, including a doorkeeper, but that's certainly not the only task. And each one is to stay faithful in the task, in the work that they've been given. Whether that's caring for fields, whether that's caring for family, whether that's the doorkeeper, being prepared to welcome whoever might come, but especially the master upon his return. But keeping watch is about staying faithful at what God has given us to do, at what Jesus has entrusted to us. And so wherever you find yourself scattered today, keep watch, but not keeping watch in terms of constantly wondering, is Jesus coming today? Trying to look at the signs, trying to look at the news, trying to figure out, what somebody else is saying. Is it now? Is this a time pattern? Only the Father knows, but stay faithful at what Jesus has entrusted to you. And he's entrusted our lives to us, our breath to us. And so stay faithful in following him. And he's entrusted others to us to pray for, to care for, to love, stay faithful. And so, we've been through this kind of end times lessons from Jesus. And I think we've kind of learned a lot. But maybe the most important thing, keep watch, Stay faithful. He is coming. Only the Father knows when. So when he comes, may he find us faithful at what he's entrusted us to do, and especially faithful in following him. Well, God bless and have a faithful day, and praise God that by the grace of Jesus, we can stay faithful and we can keep watch. God bless.